ETM Hotel, Rennie Sean. Welcome in peace. My name is Sean. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into the Kofi Kassai Research Team channel. With me, I got brother Dreadhead Kofi Kassai in the building. As you can see, he trying to change his icon right now because he kind of looking like me when he came in the building. And he ain't Spicy P. He Kofi P. P-Shay. So Kofi P-Shay is in the building with his new wavy locks. You know what I'm saying? This his old lady then twisted his hair, to cover up his wisdom. I don't know what we're waiting on right now. I think he don't want to say nothing right now. But what's good, Omar? And to the few people that's out there watching right now, tuned in currently. Please like the show, share the show, tell a friend, man. We're live. We got a nice little treat. A nice little topic. You know what I mean? I don't know if many people can go in a direction that we're actually trying to go to help educate and bring forth proper information to people and educate the likeness of everybody on the likeness of African culture, traditions, customs. And we're going to get to it here in just a moment. I'm trying to get a brother some time to introduce himself. I don't think he's ready yet. He got to get his cameras together, his headset on, and you know what I mean? This ain't his show, so he ain't set up for it. He got to get his TV on. Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh yeah, shit. I'm man. I don't know. I'm on this other laptop. I'm trying to figure out.
Okay, you gonna say something to people that's out there, man, right now?
Yeah,
all they see is this. They see you trying to show your hair off. That's all they see.
No, I'm trying to see what camera. I don't know what camera.
So when did Ramesses get dreads?
Shit, I don't know, man. This camera. Man, I don't know what that ain't now one of these cameras, man. Well, peace, man. Shimmin Hotel, man. Shimmin Hotel, man. You know what I'm saying? Peace to everybody, man, that's out there, man. Please like and share the show. I know it's crazy. Y'all looking at the back of my head. I'm gonna swap my laptop because I don't know what camera's supposed to be swapped. But man, yeah, peace to everybody, man, in chat. Peace to brother Omar. Whoever else might be out there, man, in the chat, man. I'm gonna share the show too, Sean.
Yeah, it works.
I'm gonna pop out and pop right back in. I'm gonna pop in on my other laptop, man. I know I got 3 cameras on my Mac.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. So before we actually get the show started, I'm gonna go ahead and while we waiting on Kofi to get back, I'm gonna go ahead and get into this article that I wanna kind of get out there, and then we're gonna get into some African folklore at its core. But this is written by someone who's in search of their PhD. I don't know if they actually attained their PhD at this moment, but they were a PhD candidate. It says how African American folklore saved the culture, memory, and history of slaves. Now, the reason that I'm reading this in particular because it's going to go back to Africa. And one of the biggest things that we talk about in a lot of our conversations, when ultimately what it comes down to is how do we perceive and define culture? So, all over the world, community stories, customs, and beliefs have been passed down from generation to generation. This folklore is used by elders to teach family and friends about their collective cultural past. And for African Americans, folklore has played a particularly important part in documenting history too. The year 1619 marked the beginning of African American history, which we know is different. With the arrival of the first slave ship in Jamestown, Virginia, slavery put African Americans not only in physical shackles, they were prevented from gaining any type of knowledge, including learning to read or write during their enslavement. Illiteracy was a means to keep control, as it was believed that intellectual stimulation would give African Americans ideas of freedom and independence. The effects of slavery on African culture were huge. The slaves had to forsake their true nature to become servants to Anglo Americans. And yet, even though they were forbidden from practicing anything that related to their African culture and heritage, the native Africans kept it and their languages alive in America. One important way of doing this was through folk tales, which the African slaves used as a way of recording their experiences. These stories were retold in secret, with elements adapted to their enslaved situation, adding in elements of freedom and hope. In the story of a slave from Guyana, recorded the annotated African American folk tales, he asked his white master to bury him face down when he dies, so that he may return to his home country, which he believes is directly on the other side of the world. As it goes, I think that's Kofi coming back. Some of the old folks in Union County remembered that they had heard their fathers and grandfathers tell the story about Sambo, who yearned to go back to Guyana. Hunters and hounds feared Sambo's woods for more than 100 years. I guess the hounds used to feel Sambo's homesickness. But now, since the hounds run fast and free, I guess Sambo finally got back to Guyana. Adapting the oral storytelling tradition of their ancestors helped slaves stolen from West Africa cope with and record their experiences in America. And later it helped other generations, particularly in the 19th century, to learn what happened to their ancestors who had been enslaved. So folklore and genealogy, which I'm really not going to get into, but I just want to actually get the telltale sign of African American, how African Americans, uh, deal with folklore and its significance as a part of the conversation today. But I do see that we have Brother Kofi in the building. T'Challa got the link is in your email. Um, Teddy was good. I know I pulled a couple of y'all from a meaningful discussion about Kemet, and I apologize that it might be getting a little juicy for you guys over there that was tuned in to Brother Smash channel as his show extends beyond the 3 hour mark. But yeah. So there's a lot going on over there, but we want to get into what we got going on. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we also got Brother Sutek in the building, and I'm telling y'all, we really got a nice little treat for y'all. What's good, Sutek? You able to speak? He might be hooking up his microphone too. He got a new microphone, laptop, and all that too. As you can see, both Kofi and him, they really antisocial at this moment.
Oh no, I'm. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, bro.
Okay, yeah. I'm in here, man. I gotta figure out this other monitor. I don't know why the damn camera was backwards and shit. I don't know. But what,
Beat dreads.
what up, Two Tech?
What up?
Yeah, you know he got his haircut yesterday.
No, I got it done Monday. I just went and got me a line today. So
Like I said, he got greased up today. So he want to show it off because the other day he was looking a little rough.
That goes to T'Challa right there.
Cover. Yeah.
T'Challa, what you doing? Hey, hold up before we get going. What y'all doing on the platform with me, man? Y'all know I don't be bringing no viewers out, man. People don't like me, man. What y'all doing, man?
Peace, fellas.
What's happening? That's the word in them Facebook streets.
The Facebook streets, man. I'm a ghost. I see ghost out here. I see ghost. What's going on, man?
What's going on with y'all?
How you doing, man? You sick?
Man, I done had a frog in my throat the last 2 weeks.
Who you been yelling at?
Nobody, man. It's the Windy City.
Oh, he's in the throat. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's new to me. What? No, tune me in on that frog. I ain't never heard that a frog on your throat. What that mean? You hoarse? You?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a new one for me. I ain't never heard
You
that.
gotta say horse for Mississippi Kofi. You know what I'm talking about? Down there on the plantation, they don't get that kind of lingo.
You don't got that kind of lingo here.
Man.
Yeah. So, before we get started, man, I want to get into some African folklore, but I'm gonna surprise some people today. I actually got a nice little piece of a story that we was building on in the Mossy the other day. It's called Kassai and Leuk the Hare. And for many people that's unfamiliar with the Hare in African traditions, more specifically in Senegal, or the Gambia, the Hare is a trickster. You know what I mean? And he plays a significant role in manipulating a lot of the cultural nuances in the stories told about the Hare that actually made its way to America. And to the New World, I should say. I just shouldn't say America, but to the New World. And people use many different variations of the hare and the tortoise, and they try to implement those things to have more significant meaning. But to African Americans and descendants of Africans from West Africa, that story should hold more weight to us than it should any other people culturally. So before we get started, though, man, y'all got something y'all got going on? What can we expect coming soon, or whatever, so we can get like 30,000 people in the building? And I ain't gonna show my face, so y'all can get some views. You know what I mean?
Oh, man, cut that out, bro. Cut that out. But now tomorrow, if if anybody interested, tomorrow I'll be interviewing Kelly Felders, aka Queen Cheetah. Everybody know who Queen Cheetah is. She's a good supporter, man, of a few channels, man. So when it's Women History Month, and I interviewed CK last week, I'm gonna interview Queen Cheetah this week, and I want to try to interview a couple of women, at least 2 more women before Women History Month is out, just to highlight, what I'm saying, the women. So that interview is I'm calling them one-on-ones. So that one-on-one interview will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. If y'all interested in that interview with Queen Cheetah, if y'all missed the interview with Sister CK, go check out Sister CK. The interview that we did last week. But shoot, that's all I got going on tomorrow, man. So y'all tune in, man, for that. If y'all, like I said, if y'all interested. If you ain't interested, it's cool. We still go move on with the day's schedule.
Anybody else?
Nah, man. I speaking for me, I don't got nothing going on working on my little project, but other than that, man, I ain't doing no live streams no time soon. Man, here with the brothers though, so never y'all there, and I ain't got nothing going on. I'm there.
No, I ain't nothing got nothing going on this week. Still need to catch up with y'all on that other business, but other than that, I ain't got no much going on.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. So look, I'm going to put something on y'all that's gonna be a little funny, but we're gonna build about this in a minute. And there may be some pause in here where I'll pause it and want to speak to certain things, but I want to extract the significance of African folklore and its significance to our a part of, as it is a part of our educational process. The oral history or the oral significance of the beauty of West African folklore, and bring that out to people. So, man, I want to put this on the screen, right? And everybody should be able to see my screen in full, and my audio should be good. Look, before this thing just really get going for y'all, if you ever paid attention to the Kofi Kassai research team from the very first video all the way up until today, if you ever paid attention to the Mossy Warrior Clan very first video all the way up until today, in between the very first and today, there's intricate pieces of a part of African traditions and customs that we try to introduce to everybody. What we're going to see in this visual is this story being told, and we should be able to extract some of the things that we've culturally identified on both channels to educate ourselves. Not only is this significant for us, but it's also impactful for our children, which we ultimately want to affect with a lot of this information that we put forth for everybody that tune into these channels and these shows. So as you can see already in the artwork of this, there's some intricate pieces. You seen the Hare standing upright, him talking to a black kid. You seen AKA a spiritual deity come up in the sky. You seen an animal transform or into a human. So you're seeing elements of African folklore and things of that nature that actually has significance. Kofi, you got something you want to say?
Oh no. I'm listening. I'm gonna get it in.
All right. So here we go. So let me know if any one of y'all need me to stop and you want to hit on something. I'm glad to Tyler if you're still here. It might be something that you want to point out real quickly. Sutex, same way. And I know Kofi, he gonna tell me when, but just let me know when y'all catch something significant and we can elaborate on it.
No.
Ogotem, why have you called me here?
Don't be so impatient, Kassai. Listen to me. You are to leave the village on a special assignment. You must go to the south, beyond the eternal snows, and bring back the sacred fire.
Really? The sacred fire holds the soul of the goddess Cowrie, right?
Yes, but this mission will be full of dangers, and I must know if you feel you can succeed.
Yes, Ogotem, I know I can.
Excellent. That's what I needed to hear. Now I will tell you about this. It's the map to the sacred fire, painted by the ancient ones.
You're giving it to me?
Yes, and you must follow it to the letter if you are going to find your way, Kassai. Do not lose it.
Did you hear that? Kassai is going on a mission. Jacob, why won't you learn to speak my language? Oh, it looks like Leuk is sleepwalking again. Hey, wait! Look, you understand Jackal, don't you? Why don't you translate for me? What did he say, Leuk?
He suggests you team up with him to try and bring back the sacred fire. That way you will get all the glory.
Really? I would be the village hero. That would be great.
Any other schemes to translate before I move on?
We'll set out first thing in the morning, Ogotem.
Your courage is a credit to you, Kassai. I am proud.
Hi, quickly.
It looks like Leuk is at it again.
You know my famous ancestor Leuk worked on this map?
Really?
And it has been my dream ever since I was born to follow in his footsteps.
Well then, we'd better get your dream on the road.
I still think it would be a lot less tiring to go down the river, and a lot cooler too.
Aren't you forgetting your little problem with seasickness, Leuk? Besides, the river's full of hippos. It's too dangerous.
This would go much faster if you just stop yapping and paddle. I'm doing all the work. Run for your life! Hey, you get back here this minute. You can't run away like that. I need you. Now get back here. Coward. Just wait until I get my hands on you. You can't trust anybody.
This is it, the Devil's Waterfall.
It's so beautiful.
According to the map, the trail continues at the bottom of this cliff. Huh?
All set.
Have you lost your marbles? There's no way I'm going down there. Find yourself a new guide.
I can carry you down if you want, Leuk.
You're not going too fast, are you, Marana? You know I don't like to go
I'll
fast.
take my time.
Yes, but don't take forever. We are on a mission here.
I will never be able to follow them down there. How come you're looking at me like that? Oh, I get it now. This is a trap. It's Tagoom. You are under his spell. I have to get out of here. Oh, Tagoom! Tagoom! I obey only you. Long live Tagoom! Welcome, Master Tagoom.
Good evening, Tagoom, and welcome to the clan of Tagoom. I hear you are scared to go down the cliff.
No, not anymore, Master.
I can guide you. Oh, wind of darkness, let your blast carry them away.
We are the first ones down.
Go ahead, Kof. You want to say something?
Oh no! I'm pulling up some stuff to to build with. Go ahead. I'm just pulling up some stuff so when we get through, I got some stuff to build with. So I want to show you some stuff.
So I'm gonna let this scene play out in a minute, and then I'm gonna kick some a little bit.
The map! I dropped it!
my imagination, or did I just see Kaku down here with a jackal?
I don't know. I didn't see anyone. But if Kaku is with a jackal, I'm sure they are after us.
I remember seeing him last night. He must have been eavesdropping on Ogotem.
This is the last village on the map.
Excuse me, could you tell us where the chief's hut is, please? Thank you. I hope the chief is a bit more welcoming than that. Hello?
Who are you? What do you want? You cannot stay in this place. You must go now. You are in danger here.
Your people look dazed. Why don't you tell us what is the matter? Maybe we could help.
Well, maybe we should leave.
I have seen this look before. I'm sure it is Togum. He has cast a spell upon the village.
We are doomed. Something evil has come here. I'm the only one in the village who escaped from its curse. But how much longer can one man hold out? Do you know what might help save my people?
The only way to do that is to bring the sacred fire back here and expel Togum.
Our mission is to retrieve the sacred fire. That will help you and your people.
We will be saved. Thank you so much. Please stay in my hut tonight. You must be tired from your journey.
All right. Real quick, before we go any further, we're 8 minutes into the video. We actually can get a gist of where this story is going. You have Kassai, Leuk the Hare, and I forget the sister's character, which is actually an animal, but she anthropomorphizes between an animal and a human being. But when you look at African folklore and the gist of everything, there's a significant meaning behind the roles that people play in the folklore. What we need to put into perspective is the one thing that what we're dealing with is the hare is always a trickster. So at any moment, he could be very serious and then he could be full of you know what. So we have to watch for the importance in that. But he is leading the journey, right? And Kassai is along for the journey. Remember, there's an African saying, and I'm not going to say it. I want to see if someone else can actually in the chat or on the panel, if they actually can tie together. If you want to go fast,
you go alone. If you want to go far, you go together.
Facts. So ultimately, what you see in this particular journey is the African way, to go far together, and there's no individualism out of this. Remember, this is the tricksters, Lukey's. It is his journey, but you see how many people are going along with him on his journey, and the role that the sister is playing, whether she's being a human being or whether she's going back into what is that what's the Impala or whatever it is that her role she may be playing has significance bearing on this whole thing, because she's able to do things that they won't be able to do to get them further along in their journey. But anybody want to add anything that they might have spotted in this whole first 8 minutes, or something that may play a significant role into what y'all been studying?
I was gonna ask what was what ethnic group do these people belong to? Because it's pop, like you mentioned. You mentioned the Hare. Like in most folk tales, I don't care, especially in West Africa, you see it, but you see it in East Africa too. Right. Where the Hare is particularly a story, and there's many stories of this hare or bunny, as Teddy said, the Easter bunny, is played as it's played in these different oral traditions are played in these different folk tales. But I'm asking because they, if I'm not mistaken, they mentioned Ogun. Did they mention Ogun maybe 2 or 3 times and mentioned fire and Ogun?
Yeah, so you caught that. So they wasn't necessarily mentioning Ogun. They put T Ogun. So they put like an extra something in front of it so that it wouldn't. So yeah, because that's when I first watched it, that's what I thought too. I was like, isn't it Ogun? So it's not necessarily among the Yoruba. This is more so. I can't be too specific about it, but hold up. I'm trying to pull
basically what they're doing is they created a whole narrative, a whole story of African traditions, but they utilized, instead of using those names, they kind of made it familiar, but added something else on to it, put their spin onto it.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it shows something like he said Ogun like 2 or 3 times, and then he mentioned fire with Ogun. Okay.
So let's now. I'm glad that you brought that out. So let's talk about this because this is a journey about the sacred fire. Remember, they're trying to help this elderly man who said that that something had fell on the people in the area, and Kassai asked the man, "What is it? What's wrong? Maybe we can help." Right? Is that not the generosity in everybody that you see on the continent when you go and you look at that research? If we be more specific, what is the true meaning of hotel?
Is a whole lot of things. Is peace, is welcoming, you know what I'm saying, is gentleness, you know what I'm saying. A lot of it could be with welcoming, breaking bread, generosity.
Right. So ultimately, we know that there's some generosity there. Why we know there's generosity there? Because the older guy says, it looks like you've traveled from afar. So I'm summarizing here, so don't quote me. It looks like you travel from afar. How about you stay here and rest a while? He literally just offered up his residency to guests who were complete strangers to him, because he don't know who these people are, but he still made them a welcoming gesture to them to stay overnight and rest up, and you know what I mean. And that's what they do. Do they not do that?
Right. And Hotep is also offering, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. He's offering, he's offering a lot of different things, and that's what it is. We do that on a day-to-day basis. I'm not a day-to-day basis, but if we have people that come, you know what I'm saying, we welcome them in, and we offer them, certain things. You want something to drink, you want some water, you know what I'm saying, sit down and rest for a while,
All right, so let me hit this play button. Let's T'Challa, Sutek, y'all have something?
Nah, go ahead.
All right.
We have to get our hands on that map. But first we need some sort of plan. This is perfect. Leuk is sleepwalking again. Leuk, wait! I need you to translate for me. Stop!
The jackal wants you to go into the chief's hut and steal the map from Kassai while no one is standing guard.
Wait a minute. Why does it have to be me? Oh. All right. I'm going.
Where am I? Keku! What are you doing with our map?
Oh no!
light sleeper.
Was it Kaku?
Yes, and I've retrieved our map. Now, what do you say?
Thank you, Leuk. Please, just throw me over the fence.
Hold on, I gotta stop it. What did I say to y'all earlier about this whole Hare? He's a trickster god. This guy's a trickster. I called him a god, but he's a trickster. But when you seen the bulls, Kofi, go on and open your mic. You seen the bulls, Kofi. What's the first thing that came to your mind? Oh, you stepped away.
No,
Okay.
I'm here. I'm here. What you say now?
When you seen the cows, the bulls, look at their horns. When you seen them, what was the first thing that came to your mind?
Man, that's a problem. Shit. I don't know.
You didn't go to East Africa? You didn't go among the Maasai?
Oh, we could have did that amongst. Okay, with the bulls and the bull. Okay, right, and their folktale dealing with the bulls and their rites of passage of men having to go and
jump the bull,
and fight the bull.
Right. But at the same time, this is a leading way how the Hare tricks old boy into stealing the map, going there and steal the map. He's sleepwalking. We really don't know if he really is sleepwalking, but he's sleepwalking. Then he trips and opens his eyes, and all of a sudden he see the dude in the map. And then he get the map back. So we're going to see a lot of key things, I'm telling y'all, that we actually study and we talk about as far as African culture in this 26 minutes.
Oh, please. I'll never bother you again. Please stop. Kaku's your friend. Hey, what are those white patches on top of that mountain over there?
Ah, those are the eternal snowcaps, boundary of the southern lands.
We made it.
Thanks to your trusty guide. Hey, you two, what do you say we take a break? I'm thoroughly exhausted.
Some explorer you are.
I have a feeling that rock slide was no accident.
Oh, that was close.
Would you just be quiet, Jackal? I'm trying to think. We need that map. If only we could get more help from Togu. Vultures!
Look, over there. He's showing us where to hide. You missed us. Na.
Rats! We'll never get the secret fire!
Well, this is it. The sacred fire is somewhere down below.
There's no time to waste. Is everyone ready?
No, not in my gazelle state. If you still want me to come with you, you will have to wait for the sun to set.
Anyway, my great ancestor Leuk always said you have to get plenty of rest on a mission.
All right, you two. Ready when you are.
If my memory is correct, this is the entrance to the maze that leads to the sacred fire. This is where the scary stuff begins.
Come on, how bad could it be?
Welcome to the sacred maze, Kassai. We have been expecting you. We hope you and your friends are ready to begin the most difficult and dangerous part of your journey, facing the fire-breathing crocodile. No one told us about the crocodile. We didn't bring any weapons.
When it comes to that crocodile, your best weapon is your brain. He's very big, but not very smart. You should know he is the source of the sacred fire which you seek. If you need our help, use this shell.
A shell? What? So we can hear the sea?
Let's continue.
Hold it.
Huh?
The trail ends here. Our map doesn't go any further. We are staying together, aren't we?
Yes, Leuk.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
He's so big. Good thing he is not real.
He looks real enough to me.
Togu made it come after us.
You really think so? Could we have imagined it because we are nervous?
Well, if anyone should be nervous, it's this overgrown flea bag. If he tries that again, he will have to deal with... Where did that come from?
Is it the sacred fire?
No, look up.
I hope you like it here, because you will never leave.
What is he doing?
Well, now you will see how I'm going to seal your fate forever.
The doorway!
We can't just wait here. We need action. Waiting will work too.
Look at all this smoke. This time we must be in the crocodile's lair. Nobody ever said he was a gigantic fire-breathing crocodile.
Good luck, Kassai. We'll be waiting.
Come on, crocodile, light the fire for me. It's lit.
I'm staying back here.
Oh, a corner.
Kassai!
Let's get out of here.
Right.
We can't take the fire underwater.
Maybe there's another way out besides this, unless this fire is waterproof.
There's only one way to find out. You have to go in.
Maybe not. Look at him. He had to get in somehow.
Boy, I sure hope that bird isn't another one of Togum's tricks. Where's Marana?
Something must be wrong. She was right there. Oh.
Did the volume go out, or was it's on my end?
I guess we lost track of timing.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, look!
Thank you. You saved our mission. The fire is still burning.
I'll take that torch now, Kassai. It belongs to Togu.
Look, Kassai. Both of them have the mark of Togu.
Give me the fire now to feel the wrath of my master. You are no match for us, Kassai.
Hey, real quick, man. So when they looked at old boy and he conjuring up whatever it is that he trying to conjure up, did you not hear how they identified them, saying they have the mark of who? That deity that they had mentioned earlier, the Tiogun. Did you catch that, Kofi?
Yeah, I heard.
Okay, so now that I know that you heard that, what is the significance with people and them marking themselves or wearing the ornaments or the markings of the deity that they are representing? What's up with that?
Oh, well, you got many particular things, like many cultures believe that you are a particular deity picks you when you're being born. When you're being born, this specific deity is attached to you, so you take on the characteristics of the elements of these. Hold on, son. Of these different deities. You possess whatever type of characteristic that this deity may have. You may possess the type of talents that this deity may have. The talismans or charms could be a thing. This deity has certain protection over a particular person or over a particular group of people. So but they had a charm or talisman on, Sean.
They got this marking. Let me go back just a little bit to show you. Right here. Watch.
It belongs to Togu.
Let me go back just a minute.
Togun.
You saved our mission. The fire is still burning.
I'll take that torch now, Kassai. It belongs to Togu.
Look, Kassai. Both of them have the mark of Togu.
Give me the fire.
Boom. You see it?
Mm-hmm.
It's right there. So earlier when we looked at the wolf, when old boy right here was with the wolf, and that he was telling him that he had to go in there and steal the map. They showed the back of the wolf's neck, and that marking was on the back of the wolf's neck.
So is that a fire, like a marking of fire?
It's a marking that represents the deity. You know, the one that deity that came out in the sky earlier on and was talking to them, to the fat boy and the wolf. It's that same deity. So it would be a deity of chaos or a deity of basically being a trickster themselves. In this instance, we could say this would be Sutek.
That's what they would say. Sutek was a trickster.
Yeah, so let me let it ride out because it's almost done, and then we can get into your bill.
I now feel the wrath of my master. You are no match for us, Kassai.
But the sister.
Look at me. Sean, you went out. Or is it me that went out?
I think yours went up. I don't know what I'm saying.
Is it me?
You have recovered the sacred fire and defeated Torgum. Now my people are free once again. Thank you, my friends, with all my heart.
I gave you my word.
All thanks to this brave and trusty guide.
Huh? Is it me?
Marina!
Stop!
He's trying to blow out the flame.
Here!
Kassai, what are you doing? Kaku will put out the fire!
Give me the fire! It is Dogum's will! Oh no, not the normals!
There go the necklace.
Kaku, are you all right?
Keku, glad to have you back. Now that our troubles are over, you can help us take the flame to Goddess Kuri.
Of the savannah.
Not now, but I will be someday.
You have a lot of nerve showing your face around here after abandoning Kaku. If it were me, I would ban you from here forever. Sure, in the back. Well, no one blindsides me like that. I am Luck, and no one makes Luck eat dirt, especially not a coward like you. Just you wait. As soon as I catch you, you put the look at me. Do you hear me, mister? You are in big trouble.
All right, so that's pretty much one of the stories that we're gonna get into today regarding that whole thing, man. So what I do want to say, or what I want to highlight out, or speak in reference to real quickly, is the sacred fire. So I don't know, Kofi, if you want to build on this right now, Sutek or T'Challa, but how important is fire in African traditions and customs?
It's real important.
Elaborate on that.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. You good?
Okay. So we know that metallurgy, excuse my voice, metallurgy is real important when it comes to African traditions. You know what I'm saying? We really don't move forward without the harnessing and the usage of fire. Side note is kind of interesting that scientifically we know that Homo sapiens sapien really starts to develop in a unique way once we, discover this thing we call fire. But that's another bill. But speaking on that, we carry that through up until the point where we have culture, we have, tool making all throughout African history. Without Ogun, without the New Moon blacksmiths who represent Ogun in Guinea, we don't have many things that we have in Africa. It's the backbone of African culture, if you will, utilizing fire and metallurgy and being a blacksmith. But I'll stop there.
All right. Anybody else?
Nah, he kind of
he
did a good job with that, man. Yeah, he hit that right on the head. That fire is definitely very, very, very important in African.
But then we see all that. Then we see all the elements. Did we not see fire? Did we not see wind? Did we not see water?
Water, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, we saw the earth. They all played an intricate part in this folklore. You know what I mean?
Which is all key elements, in African culture. Like you mentioned, fire and water is definitely important part in African culture. I talk about that a lot. And one of the oral traditions are dealing with water. Whether you in a lot of their deities was named after water. Specifically if you look at Egypt, I touched on in Kemet. You know what I'm saying? The happy river. We know the happy river is very important. We know in that Pacific region that water was very important. It was a Pacific time of the year where water would flood, the Nile will overflood and flood the Pacific area and turn this land into a silky soot, where they're able to, plant plentiful things and able for things to go, or water just in general for planting things in order for it to grow. Even when you deal with it from fire, T'Challa mentioned the new move, or he mentioned the blacksmith. If you've been paying attention to what we've been talking about in the past, when we Bryson, when we talk about the different roles or different societies, and the new move or any blacksmith, they were a Pacific society on themselves where they deal with, like the guy kept mentioning Tugun, which resembles Ogun. With Ogun, you could say Ogun is a blacksmith, master in metal and stuff. So the new moves in the blacksmith was also, a master in metal and understood what fire, we know how you take certain things and you heat up with fire, you can manipulate and bend certain types of metal, and you can be able, with fire, you're able to create all types of tools to be utilized for for the betterment of the community, where it's manipulating it to create holes or tools in order to dig in the earth, to plot, what I'm saying, to till, to plant, to plant. So water, fire was very, very important. Well, all the elements actually was very important in African tradition. If you look at a lot of you look at the Kumi, or you look at the Orisha, you look at the old Inanis, or you look at the Voodoos, a lot of their deities are archetypes of the natural forces or the natural elements. And through those deities, they are explaining the significance and the importance of those elements within their community, and how important those elements are for their survival. You know what I'm saying? Within the society or the community that they are, that they are in. But I'll digress right there.
Okay, that's what's up. Now, as far as the significance of the story, what could we? Well, not we, but yeah, it's we. What can we conclude of that particular story that we just bear witness to? I mean, in your honest opinion, me, when I look at it, I'm looking at togetherness. I'm looking at everything that Africa and African folklore embodies. The story of us together working with one another in harmony with nature to solve a problem for a people who need something in a time of need. So that's coming together for brothership, brother and sisterhood, cohesively solve this problem and go through trials and tribulations, only to come out on the other side of it unscathed. I mean, ultimately, that's the gist of it all. Is, no matter what we're going through, we can overcome it. We just have to stick together and work through our issues.
I definitely agree, and it goes back to that proverb: if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And we know when you're dealing with African traditions, it's about community. It's about tribe, like you said. It's about togetherness. And when you look at folk tales in general, folk tales play an important role, or intriguing role, when it deals to oral tradition. Passing down knowledge, passing down wisdom through these folk tales. You know what I'm saying? Learn lessons. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it has to do with, like I'm saying, it has to do with children. A lot of the folk tales has to do with children, and a lot of it has to do with animals. And within every folk tale is a lesson, like you say, on the other side. It's a lesson on the other side, and it's a lot of important folk tales out there that you actually can learn a lot, gain a lot of lessons from. You can gain a lot of wisdom from. I know a lot of people probably looked at the video and probably tuned in and probably jumped out and like, man, what they doing? They on here watching cartoons. No, we actually watching something that we can actually gain some type of sense of knowledge, or gain some type of understanding, or gain some type of wisdom out of it. And like you said, you've seen togetherness, you've seen solidarity, you've seen so many different, so many different things within the texture of that folktale level story, and the similarities of African culture. Like you seen, they mentioned Tugun, which of Ogun. So we know when we study the Yoruba traditions, you look at the Orisha, so the resemblance of what they're talking about. Tugun on that folktale was Ogun. You know, they mentioned fire. We just got through talking about how the importance of fire and them going to, you know, to get this symbol of fire. You've seen the antelopes. We know how important that the antelopes are to African culture. If you look at a lot of African art, you will see a lot of antelope resemblance of African art. Those are, and some of those tribes, if you look at and you study those antelopes, certain tribes utilize those different characteristics of those antelopes, but also they use them. Yep. You know, you see, like you said, the hare. The hare is, I mean, in like any West African tradition, any East African tradition, you see the hare, the important roles of the hare. It can, you know, you know, the hare can be a trickster, but the hare has so many different types of characteristics. But most of the time, it is displayed. The hare is displayed as a trickster. But in most folk tales too, if you look at it and you study, because there's so many different ones, whether it's the hare and the tortoise, or the hare and the lion. The hare is always the one that's the forerunner of those different folk folk tales. What else we seen? And we seen the bulls. So we know how significant the bulls or cattle is to African culture. One who has cattle will be considered rich, or what they will be considered to have not, but also it's also attached to their different rites of passages. If you go and you look at the on the Omo Valley, you look at the Kara people, you look at the Amhara people, you look at the Uma people, all these, the bull is very important and play a significant role within their culture and within their rites of passage. Sean mentioned jumping the bull. Those are one of the key elements in order for one to be recognized amongst his society as an adult. So he has to go through this jumping, and you see this within the Kara people, you see this within the Hamra people, you see this within any culture within the Omo Valley, and there were tons of ethnic groups within the Omo Valley, but you also see them in other different cultures as well. But in this area, you see the jumping of the bull. I can't remember the exact name, but we know the bulls are very significant that we seen in there. We seen water in there, you know. So we touched on the water, how significant the water is that we seen on there. In there, we seen how important teamwork is. We always talk about teamwork. So we see that is also important as well. That is a reason why marriage and procreation is also important amongst African culture and African traditions, because they understand teams. And again, or they understand communities or communion, because it's a communion thing. So again, going back to if you want to go fast, go along. If you want to go farther, go together. So they understand these things. So they understand procreating. You're able to accomplish things because now you have a team. So you're able to accomplish things at a greater pace, or you're able to do certain things at a faster pace, at a better pace, because they understand two hands are better than one. 4 minds is better than two minds. Also, the same thing with marriage, because when I'm saying marriage and procreation go hand in hand, we're talking about teams, we're talking about communion. So with marriage comes children, but also with marriage, it comes the unification of other families. So you have one tribe that unifies with another tribe, but also within creating a communion or creating teams, you also have teams create peace, because through marriage and through children also create peace, where you have one tribe or one ethnic group may be particularly not fond of the other ethnic group, and through procreation or through marriage, those two unify and become stronger than ever. Hopefully watching a tuba movie. I'm watching a tuba movie, man. I ain't but yeah, that was some of the things I just wanted to touch on, man. Just looking at that, if people paid attention. Some people just join, they may have to go back and look at those folktales, but study folktales, man, you can see how important it is and how well, or why it is one of the key key elements, because there are many elements when it comes to Kimoyo African traditions, but folk tales or folklores are very, 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 very important within African tradition. But I'll stop right there.
Also, I wanted to elaborate a little bit more on what you said. Well, to add to the togetherness, when the sister said that she wouldn't be able to do something until nightfall, what did they do? They didn't go ahead and move when they decided to move. They moved when everyone was eligible to move. So she would come out of her character and into her feministic ways at nightfall. Now, just to add some significance to what those masks that we were talking about earlier, especially when talking about the Bambara people of Mali, specifically speaking. When we're talking about those antler masks, they have many representations, and those antlers represent the digging of the earth, cultivating the land as far as the humanistic perspective. And they also date back to a particular honoring of Chihuahua. Well, pretty much like what is it, Chihuahua? So it'll be like CHI, like Chicago CHI, and then WARA of the Bambara people. And it's all about cultivating the earth and knowing how to till the land to actually, for it to actually repay you or replenish you in vegetation and stuff. But they created them in a memory of that particular person and representation of what they like to do. So there's so much going on in this that stands out to me, and all the symbolisms and things that carried along the way. The good, the bad, and the indifferent, the trials, the tribulations, but the ability to work together to get through what they needed to get through. And then the animals that they actually used along with all the symbolisms that show representation. Another thing that stood out to me in this form is that they had the cowrie shell. The cowrie shell made an introduction into this pathway when they go under water to get to the other side to deal with what they needed to deal with to overcome those hurdles in order to survive and get uh what is it, the spirit, the fire, spirit of fire. So they had to do all of that to overcome that, and we get the seashell. Not only do we get the seashell, we get two freaking masks. We get two freaking masks that have significant meanings in the traditions of their rightful people. In this instance, I couldn't directly make out, even though I've seen both of those masks before, but I would have to go into one of my books to pull out the exact mask that was used in this particular folklore to tell people what they actually represent. And I'll actually be able to do that. But I want to kind of turn over the floor right now to dear brother Kofi, as he has some information that he want to build on, and we can continue the conversation. You're on mute.
Yeah, I was trying to find something real quick, man, but I can't find it. I'm trying to find it on my laptop because I kind of wanted to talk a little bit more about a breakdown oral tradition, because when you talk about oral tradition, folklore or folktale is an element within oral.
Pull the PDF up, the blue book.
Oh, you talking about matter of fact,
Yeah.
I already got it pulled up. You talking about
yeah, same book. You ain't got a name. We talking
folklore and encyclopedia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it pulled up right here on this on my other monitor right here. I ain't
so
got
let me show this book real quick too. So this is William Bowski's book.
Mm-hmm.
I showed this before. So just so people understand what I'm talking about, there go them antlers. You know what I'm saying? There they go right there. So people get an understanding of what I'm talking about. Now, I wasn't reading from this book, but I pulled it out so I can go find them through masks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got the book pulled up. This book that you actually talking about, Sean, is actually. Let me see something here, man, because I ain't got it on my MacBook. I got it. I just actually downloaded it on here. Let me see if that don't be too far. Let me change my camera. Let me show people. Man, hold on.
The mask gonna give us a different direction too. Finna tell you that now.
Hold on, let me see.
Before I even locate the mask or an ideal version of what those masks are, do you think both of those masks represent some type of water deity?
The antelope mask?
Now, the mask that was used in the folklore that we watched. Do you think that they represent some type of water deity? Because they both didn't appear until they were in the water.
Mm-hmm. No.
We'll find it.
But yeah, that goes to the book that I'm talking about, and I'm showing it from this camera, from this monitor, because I don't have it on that other laptop. But this is a great book to have. It's weird. We all utilize some information and sorted some out of this book. Me, Ben, Sean, African folktale. This is for people that really want to get an understanding of the gist and study folktales. Right. See why it plays a significant role within African culture, or a significant role within the Jalis, or what we would consider the griots in West African culture. But hold on, let me see if I know y'all can't. I wish I could. Y'all can't see that good. I got it on this thing. I wish I had it on the camera. I could kind of go through some of this stuff on here, man, and show y'all some of the stuff, man, in this book. But let me change back my camera. But I wanted to talk about some stuff, man, with the oral tradition, man, dealing with the folk tales. But I can't even find what I was looking for on this.
Okay, so I got the two masks. The Kwele and the Bakwele live inland on the upper Sangha River in Cameroon, Congo, and Gabon, east of the Fang. They are primarily known of their white-faced, heart-shaped facial mask, which is what we seen out of them. These were used in a major ritual complex, which has not been described and which has been abandoned probably during the 1920s. Adaptations of heart-shaped faces appear on multi-face masks, helmet masks, staffs, and stools. Another mask type is the gong, is the form of the male gorilla skull. So to give you a gist of what these two masks are, they are Kwele mask, and I'm gonna show everybody, and then their Kwele mask, and they have their determinations, which I just read to y'all. So when you saw the mask of the water people, now you see these masks, right? You see them. You see them, Kofi? You're on mute.
I said, hold on. God damn. I'm finna make you bigger so they can see it better.
All right. So y'all see these masks, right? You see them? Everybody see them, right?
We see them.
All right. So let me share my screen again so I can show y'all how I lined that up.
I think
y'all see the mask, right?
Mm-hmm.
Islam amount 45.
So that should be significant right there, what we're dealing with.
Well, I might get on you might get on UTA today.
Yeah, Kofi, find that, man. What you trying to get on something to do it?
Man, I saw so many. I don't know which lab. I thought it was on this old laptop, man, because I kind of wanted to go through oral tradition, man, leading up to the folktale, and then I had like a bunch of oral.
Where your article on oral tradition? Let's pull that out. Where that's at?
Let me see if I can find. It's ought to be on still on. Let me see.
They got a similar mask like the one that we seen in the water. They got a similar mask, the smaller mask, like that in the Congo.
I know.
Let me find it. Description 129. It says from the Congo. It's yeah, because it said Gabon area. So okay, that's Nick. Yeah, Ubangi. And basically it says they carved the ivory and wood, some of the elegant and extreme simplicities. The many small Bwami figures and heads carved in ivory, bone, wood, and rarely in stone are characterized by simplification and stylization, often combined with surrealistic conceptions. So this represents the Liga and Wariga people west of Rwanda and Burundi, between the Luamba River and the Great Lakes. Literally all of their art are associated with Bwami, a great association that included all adult males and their wives, but whose rituals were carefully guarded secrets as far as non-initiates were concerned. Masks were worn during Bwami rituals or held in the hand, laid on the ground, or displaced on the fence. Yeah. So there you have it.
Yeah, I'm hold on. Let me look at my thing right here. If it ain't in here, I'm just gonna read what I got because I did. I wrote in one of those books. I wrote about oral tradition, but I wrote about it in my book too. I expound on it, but I did 2 presentations on this channel. Well, one on this channel. I did one on Mossy, and I did the second part on this channel.
Yeah.
But I got one on, but cause when we kind of talk about folktale, we kind of keep it right there. Hold on, I'm gonna look in this thing. If not, I'm just gonna read what I got off this. My broke down laptop I got right here.
All right.
That ain't even funny.
Let me see.
T'Challa, you all right, man? I know you're trying to save your voice, bro.
Come on, bro. For.
Kofi son,
yeah, I'm cool, man. Just resting my voice.
He getting smashed over there in Call of Duty.
Who?
He playing Call of Duty.
Oh, he on there talking to somebody, man. I don't know who he talking to.
No, rocket launcher though.
Or tradition. Hold on, man. Damn, I got one, but I don't think this the one. If this ain't, I'm just gonna read what I got right here, man. Y'all, they kind of. I think this is not the right one. Let's see.
I'm breathing on a mic, cuz.
Let's see.
COVID?
No, this ain't it. But I'm just gonna read what I got, man. We talking about folktales. And I did a presentation called Oral Tradition is Just Important in Writing. I talked about oral tradition, and we'll get in there. I did a presentation on this and even wrote about it in the thing, son. I'm on the thing. No, not right now. And we know how people have a misconception when it comes to oral tradition. A lot of people don't understand that we always talk about methodology, right? So there's a method or a methodology when it comes to oral tradition. It's not always just mouth, the mouth to ear. There's other different elements in order for them to keep their traditions or intact through oral tradition. And through oral tradition, I'll say, son, calm it down, son, while I'm talking. I ain't gonna be on here but a few more minutes. But through oral tradition, you got history, you got historical linguistics, you got archaeology, you got resource of discipline and enrich in the evidence of oral tradition, which we kind of talked about earlier, oral history and folklore. So those, Bryson, you're gonna have to be quiet for a minute. I'm on here. I ain't gonna be on here long, and then you can go back to talking to whoever you're talking to online. So folklore is very important when it comes to oral tradition, right? Weird. So again, you got oral tradition, you got oral history, you got folklore, you got ethnographics, you got linguistic records, you got archaeological artifacts, and other sources of evidence when we talk about oral tradition. So there's a realm of things when we talk about oral tradition. Bryson about to whoop coat. So real quick, let me see. Let me go here. It's something I want to touch on if I can. Damn, I should have remembered. Okay. So there's 3 categories when it comes to oral tradition. Again, it's literature, historical, erotic. That ain't what I'm looking for. Hold on. Damn, I was just on it. All right. Historical included narratives of myth, legends, and historical plays and epics. Many African oral tales are types of such as traditional hunting songs, trickster tales, which we just kind of elaborated on the trickster when we look at a lot of the African traditions. You know, they a lot of the folk tales, they have tricksters. The Hare is particularly one. You got dilemma tales, you got chain tales. Sean, which what we just watched, will one of those fit up under the will one of those folk tales fit up under those what I just mentioned? Traditional hunting song, trickster tales, dilemma tales,
Yes.
chain.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So then you get the storytelling. We know storytelling and these folk tales or folklores are passed down through storytelling. Storytelling is a very intricate or important role when it comes to oral tradition. Man, I don't want to read all this stuff. I'm not gonna read all this stuff, man. I'll just post the thing in here. I'm put it in here, and everybody can go.
Man. You don't want to read all that stuff, man, because then you're gonna get accused of trying to read a whole book to people, man, and you're gonna end up in my category. You know what I'm saying?
Category. Yeah, I don't mind being boring, man. I mean, that's what I am, but I don't want to read a lot of this stuff, man. But I'll put it in here so y'all can kind of break down and go back. I know a lot of people that popped in here that wasn't in here earlier when we first started the show, when you was looking and breaking down the animated folktales that we were talking about, and then we kind of, that's what we've been discussing. We've been discussing the folktale, animated folktale that we looked at a while ago. So we were just breaking down what we get, what we saw out of those folktales. And again, the African folktale is a anonymous, timeless story, circulated orals among African people, meant to hand down knowledge, which we talked about, wisdoms from parents to child. And we seen that a while ago as well, from parent to child. Actually, what was the character name? His father sunned him out. What was the character name, Sean?
Kassai.
Yeah, Kassai. So we seen those things, and we already already talked about it, earlier, for those who missed why folk tales is very important and what to look for when it comes to with folk tales. You can gain wisdom, you can gain knowledge, understanding, solidarity. So it's a lot of things that comes within folk tales, and it's a lot of different things that are told within those different folk tales or those folklores. But I'll put it in here, man, because I don't want to just keep talking people to death. But it's a lot of what I post, and y'all come back later on and get it from out of here. It's a lot of great information. There's a couple of sources in that book that I showed a while ago for people. And if people want the book, I'll be glad to send them the book as well. It's almost a 1,300 page book. It's called African Folklore and Encyclopedia. It is by Philip M.P. and Kinwisi Yanka. I think I'm saying it's like Kiwisi Yanka. It's a 1,300 page book. It got all different all types of folk tales within the books from different cultures. Breakdowns, give you an understanding why they created. I mean, why or what is the significance of what you can get out of those different folklores or folk tales. Again, that's African. Let me go back up to it. African, and I'll read it. What's the name real quick too? African folklores and encyclopedia. Somebody might already, a couple people might already have it. But if you want the book, I'll send you the book. It's almost a 1,300 page book. Me, Sean, and Ben, we done sourced some material out of this book before. I know I done sourced some of it when I did my 2 presentations and when I wrote my beautiful lessons about Kimoyo. But I even touched on it briefly in one of the volumes we put out. I don't know what the chapter was called, but I touched on it for a reason. But let me read the table of contents hold on, y'all. Let's see. And it's got a lot of different contributors who also contributed to the book as well. So there's other different authors as well. Just like if you look at what's the book, man? We always use Sean and Encyclopedia
of African Traditions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this has like a lot of contributors as well as authors in here. So I can't. There's so many damn pages in here, but it breaks down. Like I said, it goes through everything. But I know it has a section where it talks about the Shanti, the Chokwe, the Luba folk religion, the Bima folk religion, the importance of folk religion. We know in folklores you have, I mentioned hunting folklores or hunting stories. So by the Aka people, you have their hunting stories and understanding that the Kanda folklores and their identity. And like I said, it's got a lot of good stuff in here, man. Stuff with Kenya. I think I touched on actually a story. It might be in the Beautiful Lessons about Kimoyo, and one of those books where I kind of go in depth on one of those folklores in Kenya. It also does with the Hare too. What we saying the bunny rabbit or the Easter bunny is what's the name say, but yeah, man. But that's all I got, man. You can talk people to death.
Yeah, man. Anybody? I mean, anybody got anything that they want to add to the discussion, man? You know what I'm saying? Feel free to join the conversation.
Hey, let me read this, Sean. Let me read this. I'm gonna read it.
Do your thing, bro.
This is Trickster. This is Trickster. Sean mentioned Trickster several times. Tricksters, and he mentioned that because of the hair of the bunny that led the folktale within the animated story. And if you study these different folklores, they have tricksters. And Sean mentioned Sutek. A lot of people that study the tradition of the Kimoyo, or even if you look at the Yoruba trickster with Eshu, they say Eshu is also a trickster as well. But tricksters are animals, often serve as the tricksters in animal folklores. Hares, which you just seen within that, small antelopes, which you also seen within that same animated folklores, and several other animals engaged in hilarious adventures through which they grossly, exceedingly, and awfully subvert expectation by overwitting beasts, obstacles, fires more powerful in the importance of their importance than they. You also seen exactly what I'm reading within that story, or within that animated folklore. Proximity and reverse all of the ordinary. They teach what is ordinary to the rapid audience. Through trickster tales, children learn and adults reaffirm social norms and proper behavior. I'm going to read that one more time. Through trickster tales, children learn and adults reaffirm social norms and proper behavior. Most famous of all African traditions is Anansi. We know that Anansi also is a popular story within Ghana culture, but in other West African cultures as well. You see it with the Igbo people and peculiar other people folk tales. You'll hear a Nasi name come up quite a bit. So most famous of all African tricksters is Anansi, the spider of the Ashanti lore that has found a place in the hearts of people far from the native Ghana. Included Anansi came to America via the transatlantic slave trade, and he is alive and well in Jamaica and many places, other places. And I'm trying to what is the tradition? Is it Obey? Is it Obey that's in Jamaica? The tradition.
Yeah, Obey. Yeah.
Right.
That's Hebrew. That's Hebrew now.
Oh,
Obey is Hebrew. Yeah. Per
What?
Zion Lex. Obeah is Hebrew.
Right.
The Hebrewisms of Obeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's crazy, man. We
T'Challa, you ain't see that? It's in the back chat, bro. It's just a lot of information back there. I know, but godly, yeah.
And we and be honest. Now that I mentioned that, we really need to like attack it. I'm not like addressing. I'm not saying it on a doing it, like everybody else do it. When we try to address something, we try to do it with respect. I think that's something that we might need to just kind of break down and go through how Obey actually originated. It has no roots of Hebrewism in no shape, form, or fashion. But I still would like to see where he get that is. Obey has its origins in Hebrew. I would like, because I hadn't really entertained it, but I did see it in the back chat and also seen it on the YouTube streets out there. But anyway, Jamaican and many other places. So I just mentioned Obey because you will see Anansi as well in the Obey tradition, all the way in Jamaica. If you go to Jamaica, you will see you'll hear this folk tale of Anansi. But even with the Anansis, there's I'm not gonna say hundreds, but there's tons and tons and tons of Anansi stories of the spider, and within those different stories, those stories are different. And you know what I'm saying? You may get something different out of the first Anansi story that you read, because they're life lessons, they're learning lessons, there's wisdom within it. It's things that you actually can learn, proper behavior, etiquette, social norms, and etc. But it says African enticed the web stretched across. Well, I'm not gonna read that, but I just wanted to touch on that a little bit about the tricksters, because we seen all of that a while ago. Because again, I just reiterate, it says the animals are often served as tricksters in African folklores, and again, majority of folklores have animals within those folklores, and a lot of those animals are the lead characters within those folk tales or folklores that are told. Hares, small antelopes, several other animals engage, which you will see the lion, you will see the lion, you'll see the spider, the hippopotamus, there's other animals as well, but the most popular ones are the spiders, the antelopes, and the hares. Adventurous through the grossly exceeding, often expecting by overwitting beast, far more powerful and important than they. Proximity, the reversing of all ordinary, that teaches what is ordinary to the rapid audience through trickster tales children learns, and the adults reaffirm social norms and proper behavior. And a lot of times through those folklores, you have animals, children, and adults who are at the center of those tales. But that's all I got, man.
Yeah, what y'all think about that?
Anybody got anything? Yeah.
What you mean? But hold on. Be more specific. You saying that we should do something about that, Obeah and Hebrew?
Yeah, I was saying, like, yeah, we could like kind of address, like,
we would have to watch the stream in order to actually understand his argument, because even though on the outside of it, just for the sake of him saying that, we all dismiss it so easily because of what we know.
Mm-hmm.
But the audience who may have heard me say it just now or seen people sharing it online don't have that same ability to dissect the information and understand that literally what Zion Lex is doing now is he's now making everything Hebrew.
Yeah, he really is.
He went from Kemet to West Africa. He hasn't went to Central and South Africa. Those are two places that I haven't heard him or other Hebrews try to claim. They try to claim Kemet and now West Africa. I guarantee you, if we big up Central and South Africa, they'll probably try to come down there and claim stake to some of the things down there and those cultures. and then try to classify them as Hebrew. So are you saying that Kofi, are you saying Sutek, are y'all saying that tonight at 7:30 we're going to be recapping this video? Is that what y'all saying?
We can, man. I
don't
really
got nothing planned. So
yeah, I ain't got nothing going on.
I'm asking because I don't know. You know what I mean? Like we all can put some fresh eyes on it and hear his argument. And then, you know, if we can tear it down, then we just tear it down. I don't know if he's making a linguistic argument or anything like that. We don't know. Maybe he is. He's saying, I think I seen something that said the root of the word obeya is coming from Hebrew.
You know the problem I have with that, Sean?
I do it.
Because first of all, we already know we really like West Africa here, you know.
I said, where you at?
To the point where I mean linguistically, we just did the thing with Ogun and New Moon blacksmiths. Like New Moon is in Guinea, and then Ogun is all the way in Nigeria. Right? I could do something else for you. Ututu Oma is good morning in Igbo, right? Ini Soma is good morning in Malinke, okay? So there's a similarity there linguistically. But for you to jump and say that whatever wanderers, right, or nomadic pastoralists, as we've heard Brother Asar say so many times, you know, we have to really break down. I think we have to really get into, as we do on this channel, like the Fulani specifically, right? They have a rhythm called Fulafare, the rhythm of the Fulani, right? They don't have any more significance over bringing, you know, nothing more than the trade, the goods that they brought. And they don't have stories in Malinke culture from the griots talking about any other, you know, things outside of what we indigenously practice or dealing with Islam.
Yes, sir. We gonna win this.
We don't have record of any quote unquote biblical or like I don't want to say biblical at that point, but like y'all know what I'm trying to say. Any first 5 books of Moses kind of understanding coming into West Africa like that. You see, they don't really deal with that kind of information. If anything, he would be better off trying to argue some Arab stuff over there. But to say Hebrew anywhere in West Africa, bro, like having a root, I don't see it. I don't see it.
Yeah, you're not going to find an actual equivalent because basically, okay, ladies and gentlemen, what he's claiming, right? What he's claiming is the equivalent of saying Yah, right? If you go find Yah in West Africa, you're going to say that's an equivalent to Yahweh. That's Hebrew. But it could be something totally different and have a total different meaning than the way that they perceive it to be. But that's what he's doing now. It's the dating game. It's actually he's fishing. He's just casting his rod out into the ocean of opportunity to see which one he can reel back to get people up off of him so that they can't catch it. It's no different than other observations and arguments that have been made by other people in recent discussions, making assertions and projections on history and culture, and then they don't have an historical grasp or cultural understanding of what has actually taken place and has been uncovered. So it's a goose chase. It's a rabbit hole. But if we could withstand it, then you know we can go down. We can take a look to see because some stuff don't need to hit a saw doorsteps. Some stuff don't need to hit Wujawu's doorsteps. Some stuff don't need to hit Smash doorsteps. There's certain, what I mean by that is because, okay, if we look at our intellectual pyramid, right? And we've been students of said individuals who've all preached a methodology and how to actually research, how to critique information, how to extract claims, deal with the claims, and provide the evidence, the evidence that actually clears everything up. We've been trained in that matter for years now, to the tune that we're following in those footsteps, and we're writing books and we're publishing journals and articles and things of that nature, right? And it's not just YouTube content. We actually have more than that going on. So with that being said, maybe we do need to analyze what's being said. And we probably could get through this entire conversation and he may not even be able to survive Wiki.
How long is the video?
Oh, Kofi, you hold up. You're gonna have to go on your YouTube channel because that's why I seen that nonsense. And you probably gonna have to go into the history.
Read the instructions, Quante. Read the instructions.
I'm gonna see.
Use up and down.
See now. Like, so, cause I want to see if he's like, I seen like the lit thing. I think he had like on his stories. I think that's where I seen it too.
Well, he premiered it. He premiered it. When he premiered it, that's when I seen it show up. I just so happened to be on my way to the barbershop on Wednesday, and I had been on under the Kofi Kassai Research Team logo on YouTube, and that's how I saw it. Because your who you subscribe to list is pretty long.
And I've been subscribed to a lot of folks for years.
We ain't gotta justify it, okay? We ain't gotta justify it.
Well, what was the name of the? I'm on here now. I see. Okay, you said Wednesday, so Wednesday would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That would be 3 days ago. Hebrewism in West Africa, Igbo, Omanani. If that's how you got
Hebrewisms is Hebrewisms of West Africa. The term Yoruba is a Hebrew word. What? Oh my God, dangish.
Hebrew West Africa. Okay, so Hebrew.
It's a let me go find it, bro.
Yeah, because I mean, he got Hebrewism in West Africa. The term Yoruba.
Nah, that ain't the video.
Then you got 3 days ago, you got Hebrewism in West African linguistic proof. Then you got Hebrewism 3 days ago in West Africa, the Igbo.
How many dang on videos did he put up?
I don't know. And all these
the Hebrew origin of the kente cloth. Listen to this, y'all. Let me put it on the screen. Let me put it on the screen. This is what we're dealing with. Ultimately, this is what we're dealing with. 1 day ago, Hebrewisms of West Africa, the Hebrew origin of the kente cloth. The dang kente cloth ain't got nothing to do with it, but he got a video up. Learn Torah, well, whatever.
Yes, you're gonna have to click, yeah.
All right, videos. All right, so learn. All right, Palestine, Africans, Jewish, whatever. Hebrewisms of West Africa, Igbo, Omanani. This is it right here. Yeah, Omanani. This one right here. So what he's doing is he's throwing, if you look at it, 3 days on Wednesday, he threw out 3 videos. All of those videos was in regard to targeting. Look, he even using the old Professor Smalls. But this is his initiative, and this is where his biases come in at. And this is exactly what we're talking about. Now, this video is just 9 minutes long.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. He used, and I noticed in the past he will use like when we look at certain people that certain elders in the community. That I would say elders because you have to be really, you know what I'm saying, doing what you're supposed to be for me to call you an elder. But even when you look at James Smalls, like I hope to meet James Smalls before he transitioned. But even with that, or some of our, our people we've been looking at for years, you know what I'm saying, is way older than us that come up under a Dr. Ben or a John Henry Clark or a John G. Jackson or a Chancellor Williams, studied up under Sheikh Anta Diop and others. You have to understand they sometimes say some of the same rhetoric or you know what I'm saying, repeat some of the same rhetoric that they read in some of those books that those elders published a long time ago. And we know that certain times they wasn't privy to certain information because certain developments and certain findings wasn't brought out yet, or certain technology wasn't created at a specific time, and they was just giving their opinions or whatever the case may be. And sometimes we hear some of the people that we looked up coming up through our ranks of studying. I see he goes back and he attached and says, well, Dr. Small said this, Infodici said that, or Dr. Ben said this. And when you go look at the information is way outdated. So he'll throw out those names just to prove his I don't know if he's still doing that, but he'll throw out those names just to prove his point. You know what I'm saying? And that doesn't oppress us because you throwing out names, because at that point now you appealing to authority because these guys at a particular time, you know what I'm saying, are still held in high regards, but at the particular time they was, held in these high regard. But at these days and times, a lot of the information that was presented, some of it was off and some of it was correct. So you got to do your due diligence and go behind whoever it is that you may revere, even if people like what I'm doing or like what Sean or T'Challa or Sutek doing. We still give you the source material where we get this information.
Nah, they don't like what I'm doing, bro. Let's be honest. It's been a whole video came out said don't nobody like me. They don't like what I do. I'm boring. You know what I'm saying? They love you. You got to get rid of me if you want some views.
That's one thing I ain't with. I'm not with no, I'm not with the, in the past, I say I over the years, if you go back and look, I complain about the views, why we don't have, the 100 and 200 people in the chat when we be, breaking down some information and giving information in the past, because ain't nobody been given the type of information we was given. And I'm saying far as African culture and African traditions, you know what I'm saying, and expounding and going deep and telling you about these different ethnic groups that you have never even heard of, or even giving you the real names of some of these traditions and breaking down some of these traditions and the elements within these group of people. You know what I'm saying? Not complaining about that, but I'm at a point now, these last 2 years, I'm at a point that
I got one.
YouTube don't make or break me, or YouTube don't make or break none of us. We doing stuff outside of YouTube, so YouTube don't have to be our main focus, but we got to be focused on how we gonna get 100 people in here. We just got to continue to do what we want. Even though I get frustrated in time and I be ready to tap out, but we just got to continue to do what we want to do. Whether we got 2 people in here, whether we got 5 people in here, whether we got 30 people in here, whether we got 40 people, or whether we ain't got but 1 people in, we just got to continue to do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? And set that standard so I can give a damn about, you know what I'm saying, 100 some views. If we get them, that's cool. I would like to have them, but I mean, if we don't, with the co-following that we got, I'm cool with it. I ain't got to have it, and I'm not gonna compromise myself. And I appreciate that all of y'all not compromising who y'all self, because we could do the same thing. We could be like, fuck it, and do the same thing. We gon' create these different narratives and we gonna put it out there just to get some views. We gonna put these crazy titles within the headline and have somebody's name attached to it just to get, you know what I'm saying, just to get some views and clout taste. We can cuss out people every day, you know what I'm saying, and bring crazy people on the panel because, you know, the people we know that's exciting and people that's very disrespectful and bring them on just to get views, but we not compromising ourselves for that. We got integrity. We're going to keep our integrity locked, and we just going to keep on doing what we doing, which despite what people may say, and, you know, whether they look and say that we successful or not, we successful. We successful. We doing way more than a lot of the people, you know what I'm saying, that got you know, 100 people watching, got 75 people watching, got 200 people watching. We doing way better than them. We way successful than them. So you can't measure us or any group off of views. You just can't do that. You just can't measure that. You know, and if you go type in right now, Kofi Kassai research team, you go type in Mossy Warrior Clan, or you go type in T'Challa, you go type in Sutek, you go type in Chavis. I think Chavis' name ought to be hidden now. You go type in Sean's name, you go type in our names, you go type in Ben's name and other individuals' name. When you type, you go Google, it's a list of things that's gonna come up. A list of things that's gonna come up pertaining to our names, and some of it is on the scope of YouTube, and some of it is on the outside of YouTube. So we don't base our success off how many people on here watch. You know what I'm saying? We don't base our friendship off of right there. Off of the views. We don't base our friendship off of you know, other individuals. You know what I'm saying? We solid, we a family over here, man, and shit, we rocking together. Nobody's gonna pin us against each other. Nobody's gonna pin us against each other. I don't care what nobody else gonna say, you know what I'm saying? Whether they say something bad about me or they say something bad about any other individual on the panel. Them my brothers. I'm gonna ride with them. I'm not gonna let nobody put a wedge between you know, now one of us. We all individuals at the end of the day. We all have our approach. I have my approach. My approach is different than Sean's approach. My approach is different than Sutek's approach. My approach is different than T'Challa, Chavis, Ben, and anybody else that's Satepara. We are individuals. Our approaches are a little bit, you know, a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but you know, at the end of the day, man, we ain't gonna let nobody pin us. I mean, you know, drive a wedge between any one of us, man. So, and you know, so they can get over that, man, of trying to paint and you know paint a narrative, but at the same token too, we got to stop doing. Me out like that, bro. I'm the main event. We got to stop acknowledging and every time somebody say something about us, we got to say something back. We got to stop that because that's the whole thing now is. Somebody say something, you say something back. Or one person get cold, now somebody else may be popping. Now you got to, you know, you got to put their names in the headline or in the tag. And you know, just to, you know what I'm saying, to keep some stuff started. So now I gotta say something to somebody else, so now they can come back and they can say something about me, and they can, and in that aspect they keeping me relevant at the same, you know, relevant at the same time, or popular, or whatever you want to call it, which I don't give a damn nothing about being popular. You know what I'm saying, being the most popular, the most smartest person in the world, which I'm not that. I'm not even the smartest person in the group, but I appreciate value being around these brothers that I'm around. But we just got to start giving energy to other people. If they're not giving positive energy back to us, we shouldn't be giving them no type of energy at all. Let them say what they you know, let them say what they want to say. And then if we want to address some people, we can address it, and we can do it without putting people's names in the headline. We can do it without the ad hominems. We can do it without putting people's names in it. We can do it in a scholastical way, whether it's
No, we ain't.
Doing a presentation, or whether we putting it in writing form, or we putting out an article and putting it in an article form, or publishing and putting it in a journal. You know what I'm saying? We can air out our grievances in that way without going on air and attacking other people and insulting other people and threatening other people. You know what I'm saying? But hey, that's just me. But again, nobody gonna drive a wedge between, you know what I'm saying, the team, nobody. So, you know, they can just get over there. It can be 1,000 videos, man, and you know. So I'm good. As long as ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying. Like I said, I don't care what nobody say, because it's just on YouTube. Because in the streets, I'm telling you, it'll be something different. Everybody wolfing on YouTube in these YouTube streets, but if you see somebody in person, it's gonna be totally different. It's definitely gonna be. It'll be totally different. Wouldn't be all that aggressive talking. Wouldn't be all that cursing. Wouldn't be all trying to, you know, threaten. You know what I'm saying? Threaten an individual, or threaten, you know, a person, family, man. But anyway, man, shit. I'm finna get ready to jump up off here, man. I gotta do. I need to take care of some stuff, man, and then I got my son over here. You know, Sutek keep jumping up out of here. Sutek, what's going on over there on your end, man?
Oh my God.
Man, not much.
I see you keep kicking you out.
Yeah, it kept kicking me out for some reason, but I think I'm good now.
Oh my God.
Okay. Probably trying to get back used to you over here on the platform, saying that your DNA is foreign now. Your DNA is foreign. Yeah, man. But shoot, I ain't gonna hold your show up, Sean, man. You ready to end your show, man? Shoot.
Man, we just did it. I'm good. What y'all are we gonna do some?
This my suggestion. This my suggestion, but you know, this is my suggestion. We can do it with however you want. I would like of us to look at it, and then, you know, us, you know, come together, man, and try to like just put something together. Like, and we can show the video and we can break stuff down as we show the video, and then what we break down, we actually can show exactly what we talking to as we breaking it down, so it won't look like we just doing and talking. So nobody won't be saying that, okay, them brothers came on and all they did was talking, because that's what a lot of people be doing. They come on and they critiquing, and you critiquing, and you're critiquing stuff, and all you doing is talking. You're not showing and proving anything. You're basically just giving your own opinion. So I don't want nobody to be thinking we just giving our own opinion. You know what I'm saying? I would like to demonstrate exactly what we're talking about. So I mean, that's just my suggestion. But I mean,
well, that video only 9 minutes. So
it showed us. I don't know why I'm thinking.
It's a part of a bigger video, and he just clipped out that last part and played that last part. So what we could do is, if we had the time to it, we could review it, and then we could put our little information together, whatever. Then we can just demonstrate why we either oppose it or we take issue with it, and we deal with what he's talking about. If we want to extract anything out of it, because in 9 minutes we can identify at least 1 or 2 claims that'll possibly be made, or something that we could refute. And like I said, and I'm gonna just keep it a buck, I don't think that it survives beyond Wiki, and I'm just being real. Especially when you're dealing with linguistics and you're looking at the etymology of a particular word, and you're going back to the origins of that word. So if this word had no origins prior to, then how could it equate to that? Now I know I might be showing my hand a little bit, but you know, I let everybody else get prepared, and we can deal with it. I'm gonna make the thumbnail though.
Yeah.
Man, we about to cook that boy in that weak argument, man. It's over with.
I'm about to make the thumbnail because you know we can't trust Kofi to make the thumbnails no more. His skills ain't there, man.
Why that's good, brother. I ain't saying I'm the best little small video making, intro videos, and
who said something about videos? I said thumbnail.
Yeah, right. But I mean, all of it.
But you wanted to bring the videos out because you feeling some kind of way about these videos.
If you doing it, bro. You doing it. I give people their flowers when the brother. You is doing it. But that don't mean I can't do it. The only thing you did was add. Only thing Sean did was add motion within his videos. I can do the same thing. I can put the motions in there. You know, the theatric things in there. I can do that too. I can do it too. But my brother is doing it. He the thumbnails. He still ain't smoking me. But if he want that title, he can add that title too. I think that he can have it. But he won't.
But is an anthropologist.
But the thing with Sean is he won't give me my credit. Kofi inspired me to get on my game with these videos.
I ain't gave you no credit.
And with these thumbnails, Kofi gave me. Yeah, I gave my brother the inspiration.
Listen. I try to get Kofi to show me y'all. Listen, I tried to get Kofi to show me this stuff so many times. He kept on acting like he ain't had no time to do that.
No. So I said get the programs. You didn't get them at first. I kept telling you, you got to have the programs. You got the programs now. So we can do that. But when you got the programs, I guess you was like, I'm gonna get it out the mud myself. So you went in there and learned it on your own. You know what I'm saying? So and you did an excellent job, brother. You doing an excellent job. I ain't gonna lie, them motherfuckers, they fire. They fire. But I'm gonna put something together and I'm gonna blow them 4, 5, 6 videos that you got. I'm just gonna blow it out the water.
You see how he came back with the challenge, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't gonna let you have that was Sean.
But see, that's what I like about this. What I like about the group, though, on the real, like we keep each other on our toes. Everybody keep each other on our toes. I like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that. And that's one reason why I stay around. I want y'all to stay around, because we keep each other on our toes, man, and we sharpen each other. That's another reason I ain't got no goddamn friends here in Brookhaven. I ain't got nobody to keep me on my toes. I ain't got nobody to inspire me. I ain't got nobody to show me these certain type of things. So I stay away from people, man. If you can't inspire me and you can't uplift me, you can't motivate me, you can't show me and keep me sharp and keep me on my toes, man, I'm wasting my time being around. So when I get around y'all, I know I ain't wasting my time, man. So
that's a fact.
And then I know with Sean Hate is actually Sean Hate motivate me. So his son is his hate is my motivation.
Do y'all not realize how far I had to come to even get to creating a thumbnail? I hit him up and he told me, yeah, man, I'll show you tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll do it tomorrow. Cool. When you ready? I'm like, I'm ready. All right, we'll do it tomorrow. I just said, all right, okay, you want to keep on tomorrow and me. All right.
He lying. Okay. You was lying. Did I not tell you a couple of times, bro, you got to get the program?
Nah, I ain't talking about the program. I'm talking about, Coach, show me how to do this. Yeah. We can do that tomorrow.
You had to have Campbell. I told you had to have Campbell.
Man,
then you got Campbell. Now you got to get the paid bird. You got it. You got it. So you ready. You rocking and rolling. You rocking. And what's good about that is now when somebody asks for a promotional video, I ain't got to do shit. I can give it to Sean. Let Sean make that bread. Sean, shit, go ahead. Or Chavis. Chavis, he trying to get good with him. So, Chavis working and working. Shit. Now them skills you can develop, now you can make some bread from it. Shit, man, I ain't got to do it. Let Sean do it.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Let Sean do it.
You OTL.
I will have something for you right now, man, but you probably ain't gonna mess with that if I tell you the business I got. You ain't gonna want to fuck with that.
But you talking? Oh man, it's somebody.
Yeah, you want to fuck with it, man. You know how you will, so I ain't gonna leave.
I don't
shocker commercial.
Hell no. Oh, I'd be proud to do a Shocker Utmost commercial. Shit.
Buy shackles.
Oh, hell no. Oh shit! If somebody paying, hell yeah, I do a shocker video or commercial phone. Shit, ain't on me. Ain't on me. I won't be premiering it. I won't be premiering.
Red and blue pill gonna be thanking him.
That's fine. That's fine. Bring me all the pseudo business. I'll take it. That bread ain't pseudo because when I go in the store or I go to the bank and I go to typing in to get me some bread out of there, or using my card and scanning my card, that damn machine ain't saying pseudo alert, pseudo money. That motherfucker is going through. It's going through. So shit,
They gonna put your shit up to the light.
Right. Mark it with that marker. You hit with the marker.
I know what he on. Let me go ahead, give me this marker.
You got that Hebrew money.
I'll make the thumbnail, man. You just tell me if y'all want to do it later on or whatever.
All right.
And then if y'all want to do it, we can. I mean, it's only, like I said, it's only 9 minutes.
Oh, that's cool. Y'all just let me know.
Listen, Sutek got to be in on this. We don't know what T'Challa doing. You know what I'm saying? He got the frog in his throat. And of course, you see Chavis, he in the chat. His son and him got whooped today in the scrimmage, and he didn't even want to come back and tell us what happened. He didn't even go live, let us see nothing. He ain't hit us up or none of that. He tried to do all that independent fathering by himself on the sport he don't know nothing about. You got to stop doing that, Chavis. We can help coach your kids up too from afar. And he cussing right now. But yeah, we can do it, man. So look, I'm gonna end the chat. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get with the brothers. We'll see what they talking about, and then we'll be back live here shortly, man, in about an hour or so. Let Kofi go get his cookies, put them in the oven. You know what I'm saying? Get them right. And
I'm about to put my cookies in the oven too.
Yeah. He said got to go outside, put his cookies in the air, and Kofi got to put his cookies in the oven. You know what I'm saying? And T'Challa, he got to get some NyQuil so he can go to sleep because he might not make it.
He got a frog in his throat. I'm finna start using that too. I got a frog. I done had frog in my throat so many times. I'm gonna start using it. It don't start ripping and do it, T'Challa.
Yeah, you funny.
Damn.
But all right, y'all. I'll see y'all.
It hurt when you talk. It hurt when you talk, though.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, we up for the task. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going here to get on the thing, man. Hopefully, we'll be back in an hour or so or something like that, and we'll get into it. And I'm gonna go ahead and make this thumbnail. Peace out.